Good evening, Josh.
How you going?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself.
That's good. That's good. Would you like to
Yes.
introduce yourself to everyone?
Well, yes. Hello, everyone. I'm No Rugrats, or I think most people call me Josh more than No Rugrats.
Yeah, it's a,
Uh,
it's a bit of a awkward one to say. Although some of the people we were playing TF2 with called you Rugs. Has that ever
yeah,
happened before?
that's sometimes it's not a common one.
No. Oh,
Um,
fair enough.
but you know what? As long as I can recognize that you're talking to me, that's all that matters.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose that would make sense.
I know a lot of people call me Josh because when I first started on Twitch, my Twitch username was literally just my first and last name with all the vowels taken out. Which is very creative, great branding.
I feel like that wouldn't work.
No, pretty much every time I raided someone, it was always, oh, thanks for the raid. A couple people got it, but for the most part, no.
I mean,
Did not happen.
can you blame them?
No, it's perfectly reasonable.
Okay, so I guess the first thing that I usually do with this podcast to sort of I guess get to know you a little better, because I mean, while we've definitely gotten to know each other a bit through gaming, we don't really know each other all that well yet.
No.
So I mean, well, first of all, like the sort of typical like lie down on the couch and tell me, what was your childhood like? You have a big family, little family, whatever you want to tell me about your childhood, or just growing up and all that jazz.
Well, born in Melbourne.
I don't hold it
And
against you.
uh, don't worry, I don't hold you being in Sydney against you either. So, and yeah, grew up in Melbourne until I was 6. And then my dad got a job working as a brand manager for a hotel company overseas. So we ended up moving to Dubai.
That's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, so that's definitely an unusual start. So that was September-ish of 2005. And so I spent a majority of my childhood in an international school.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so real mix.
Hmm. Definitely, definitely. Okay. And I mean, growing up around a lot of other cultures, um, did you enjoy it? Did you not really know any different? Were there any issues as such?
Definitely the biggest thing would be not knowing any different. Because
Mm,
especially like as a 6-year-old, you're like, okay,
yeah,
is this kid gonna play with my Legos with me or not? Like,
yeah.
are we gonna play soccer together or not? Like, it's really not that complicated. The only times that there was ever really much of a barrier um, was particularly some of the Asian expats. They were the only ones I remember like not speaking English at all.
Mm,
Um, and because I was always the friendly kid, I always got the new kid paired up with me.
yeah.
Uh, and yeah, it was always a little difficult getting to
Whoa.
pass that barrier. It was
Uh,
always fun, sort of like half teaching English and like half trying to pay attention myself,
mm.
um, which never really worked out that well. I was not a very good teacher.
So okay, when did you come back to Australia? How old were you again?
So when I moved back to Australia, there's a couple of steps in between where we were at and there, but that was March 2020. It was a couple of days before the first lockdown in Victoria.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Wait,
and I got it real close.
wait, hang on. So wait, you were in Dubai that whole time?
No, so then come about 2013, I moved from Dubai to Cape Town. My dad still doing a similar jobs with a different company in a
Okay.
different region.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, moved all the way down to South Africa, and that was a phenomenal experience. That was really,
I imagine it would have been. Um, I mean, do you want to tell us a bit about that, or?
yeah. I mean, look, still, I would say Cape Town is my home more than Melbourne is.
Really?
I think because I had a lot of my fundamental adult years there,
Yeah.
that like it's somewhere I'm more comfortable.
Yeah.
But
No, that makes
yeah,
sense.
it is a gorgeous city. It
I'm
is,
I'm yet to get to South Africa, and I definitely want to one day.
and yeah, it's just a gorgeous city no matter where you go. which I find so frustrating about Melbourne being like a flat city. And you can't
Oh,
really see where you are when you're
yeah,
like at street level.
yeah. Melbourne's one of those places that you either love or actually no wait, sorry. There's the diehard I love this place people. There's the
Yeah.
people who don't mind it every so often. That's me. And then you got the people who just don't like it. That's you. Um, and you know, like that's fine. Like some people have the same feelings about Sydney. They're wrong, but I also don't mind. What?
I've only been to Sydney once, and I was not a big fan.
Interesting.
Um, but that was also years ago. So,
I
but
mean,
it seemed a lot more dense than Melbourne. Uh, and I was
it
not a
is.
fan.
It is. Okay, Josh. So you only got back to Sydney a couple of years ago, right before you went into lockdown.
Yeah.
Did you go to uni?
Yeah, so I went to film school when I was in Cape Town,
Oh, okay, cool.
and that was an interesting experience. So I did a 3-year course, so a Bachelor of Arts in
Yeah.
Motion Picture, and I ended up specializing in visual effects and video editing.
Okay. I mean, you didn't study film here, so it's a bit hard to compare. But
Yeah.
is the film industry in South Africa like as well known as Australia's? Not as well known? Is it
Um,
respected over there?
so because of the South African rand, which is the currency they use, being quite weak,
Yeah.
it's a very popular location for a lot of American productions to shoot, particularly Netflix.
Interesting.
Um, so a lot of the Netflix originals
Yeah.
you've probably watched have been shot in South Africa
Could
because
you
it's dirt
name
cheap.
some?
The Kissing Booth 1 and 2,
Nope.
the Resident Evil series.
Nope.
I don't think that's Netflix.
Nope. It's not.
One of the Pirates of the Caribbean's. I don't know which one.
I
Some other stuff.
I
Some of the
think
Marvel movies.
I think the Old Guard possibly.
Rings a bell.
Yeah. So okay, so you studied film over there. That's. I mean, obviously that is definitely your passion. And you're doing that sort of work now.
A bit of a mix.
Oh.
Like current day job, just like regular job. I'm just a receptionist, so nothing exciting there. For me, it's more like when I say like just a receptionist during the day, it's like that is not the focus. Because on the side, I've also been doing freelance advertising work, so that has ranged from being actors and extras to being editors and visual effects. Or the one company that I'm doing most of the work with at the moment,
Yeah.
I'm doing everything from scripting out the ads to shooting them and doing all the set dressing and all the
Jeez.
camera work and everything.
That's a lot.
Yeah, one man band.
Indeed.
So if you guys ever see some ads from Garden Street Gin Club,
Garden
those are
Street. What?
Gin Club.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm always paying attention to gin. I don't think that's the point, is it?
No. Yeah, if you see any ads from them in the last couple months, those all been shot by me.
Oh, cool. I don't know. Like, you don't really see the names of the advertising companies very often on ads, do you?
No, so I work directly with this company, and like they're like the retailer that publish the ads.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So, I mean, like, if you were to mention some of the particular brands or products that you've done ads for, would we know them as such, or?
Most of the stuff that I've actually been in a couple of Oodie ads. So if anyone's got an Oodie,
Hoodie. Oh, hoodie. Like the hoodie thing.
Yeah, those.
Those things. I thought I saw someone in one of them that looked like you. Okay, I actually don't know if I'm genuine.
It
Like
entirely could have been me.
I genuinely don't know if I'm being sassy here or legitimate. I'm going to ask you a big one here.
Yeah.
In terms of filming and video production and all of your film related stuff, do you plan on going big Like, you want to go Hollywood, like feature films, or what's your goal with it? I guess, is there a goal? Do you have something in mind?
Man, that goal has changed a lot over the years.
Yeah.
So definitely when I was younger, I think like pretty much everyone, when we were 10 and the Minecraft craze was going up. But back then when like everyone was blowing up and Minecraft YouTube was really exploding, and that's I imagine a lot of us all we did was just watch fucking Minecraft YouTube all day. That was the goal for a long time. That's how I got into video editing. I started teaching myself because I wanted to make Minecraft videos.
Oh, well, how it's definitely come full circle, hasn't it? That you're in a podcast with someone who's playing Minecraft.
Then a bit further down the line, when I got more into the like general film side of things, wanted to work with more like YouTube VFX studios like Corridor Digital. That's a really popular one.
I've heard of that actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a bit quieter now, but they used to be really popular with their skits.
No, I definitely know that name. So, yeah. That's not a small name.
But it's a small studio. It's only like 10 people or something.
It's not a small name though. Like it's out there. Like if I know the name, it's probably bigger than some of the other ones. I'm really not someone who knows much about the film world. But fair enough. And I mean, do you see yourself working in film and with gaming as a sort of side hobby, or do you see yourself trying to, I guess, work in between or combine it somehow?
I'm still figuring that one out. Definitely what I learned over the course of my degree was working in visual effects kind of sucks. You have to work a lot of hours, you don't get paid that well, and you got a long way to the top.
Well, in terms of film and gaming, like, was there a way you could see yourself combining them, or were you thinking about combining them in some capacity?
Well, yeah, since, like I was saying, since I finished my degree, I was like, working in VFX kind of sucks. Video editing is better, but also, like, not amazing.
Yeah.
But working in advertising, which is, I guess, kind of what I do now, is a lot more consistent than both of those industries, which is great. Regular pay means I can pay my rent. And I've just found advertising really interesting. I've also worked in photography since I moved back, which I wasn't really a field I was super interested in, but that was a great experience.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues at the moment, and I'm not entirely sure what direction I'm going, but I'm going a direction.
You know what? That's the most important thing, right? It's funny that you say something like that. I went to my psychologist on Saturday, and basically the one thing I took out of the session was to just remind myself that I am actually trying. And I think what you just said there hits the nail on the head. You don't exactly know where you're going, but you're going to go anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's really I think that's quite what's the word? Apt. Have you, like, how do I put this? What are your thoughts on gaming organizations that sort of cross over into being media production companies? So think Click Management, think, I don't even know if you've heard of them. They're an Australian
No,
one.
I haven't.
They're a big Australian one. One of the owners, well, directors is Muselk.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So he and his sister are two of the three directors. I always mention them when I'm on this topic because I find their stories so incredible, and they're very inspiring to me. But also you've got people like, I mean, obviously if we look at the big ones overseas like FaZe or I don't know, not Sea of Thieves, 100 Thieves. same, but completely different. They've definitely gone away from just being about gaming to more being an entire, I guess, collection of things in one place. So a pop culture smorgasbord, if you will.
Right. Gotcha.
But I think Phase and 100 Thieves are perfect examples of it, because they've not just crossed from gaming to media, but also gaming to music, to fashion even. They've done crossovers with like luxury clothing brands, which I still don't get. But just in terms of crossing over film and media in the sense of what you do, so video production, with gaming, what are your thoughts on some of these big organizations that have been doing it?
Honestly, it's not really a corner of the internet I've paid too much attention to.
Fair enough.
So I don't really have much of an opinion. I feel like I'm already sort of going in that direction where like, I've got the YouTube videos, I've got my podcast, I've got the streaming, got that like mix outlet of mostly gaming things, but also talking about just media in general. And I think, I mean, look, if I could make content creation my full-time job, I would, in a heartbeat. But obviously not there yet. But
no, it takes a long time and a hell of a lot of luck to get to that point. Yeah, I mean, hey, I would too, but also I don't want to. Not yet.
That's fair.
Like, I don't think that I could do that because I want to be around people in person more.
Agreed. Like, I think even if I did do content creation full time, I think I would still have to work something else for my own sanity more than anything.
Yes.
Definitely noticed in like the periods that I've been unemployed between jobs the last couple of years, it's just like dropping out of like I used to manage a photography studio.
Of course.
And that was like one of the best jobs I've ever had, mostly because of the social side. Because I just worked with such a great team there, and after working there for nearly a year, it was really hard to be like, oh, I don't get to see these people 4 days a week now. And then going to basically just, sitting in my room, not really doing much because I didn't want to spend money because I didn't have an income. It was like, it really has that immediate impact of, oh, I don't really have a lot of chatting to do now.
Yes. Yeah. I've noticed myself not having too much to talk to people about when I see them in person, because my life at the moment is
dry.
Well, it's not dry necessarily, but it's streaming/gaming and coaching. Like,
yeah.
I don't have the energy or time to go out to salsa, and I don't really want to at the moment anyway, because like COVID is still a thing. I've had it once, fair. But I'm almost at the time point where I could theoretically get it again. Almost. I'm almost at 2 months. I don't want to risk that. I'm still coughing.
That's scary. Oh, long COVID, and like seeing some of my friends have basically had like a rough cold, and some of my friends got COVID once at like the start of the pandemic, and are still having symptoms. It's so scary, the range of effects that it has on people. Yeah,
for me, at the moment, I'm still dealing with brain fog. Still got the cough occasionally, and also the fatigue. The fatigue is just something else. It's pain.
As someone that already deals with brain fog because of depression and anxiety, and
know the feeling,
and fatigue from anemia.
Oh, jeez.
It's just like, that sounds super scary. I don't need double any of that. I need none of that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the plague times.
You know what? It's weird, but that actually just works.
That's what I've been calling it for ages.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How do I put this? How's it been?
It did give me a lot of time to just kind of reset and readjust a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I started getting bored. And then
Is
yeah,
that how
it's
you
like,
started streaming?
no, actually, I started streaming last year during one of the smaller lockdowns. I applied to join an SMP, and they were like, "Cool," went through the interview process, and they're like, "Look, you're the only person really doing YouTube content. Everyone else is doing stuff on Twitch." And I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll give Twitch another shot then." I
Okay.
hadn't for ages. I think a couple of years ago, I'd like streamed some Smash Bros with some friends and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
nothing regular.
Hmm.
Um, and then that lockdown came around, and I was like, I mean, look, I'm gonna be playing Minecraft for a month. Uh, might as well make good use of the time. Start another avenue. So I was doing that and the YouTube videos, and it was good. It was a
Uh,
good couple months.
you've mentioned your YouTube videos a few times. I don't think I know too much about what you do on there. Is it mostly gaming content or is it more film stuff?
It's mostly gaming stuff, but from a very analytical perspective.
Oh, like video essays.
Yeah, sort of video essays, reviews.
Cool. Well, we'll definitely put a link to your channel in chat towards the end of the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Uh,
no, that's really interesting that you do that.
yeah, and when I first started streaming, I was also doing 3 Minecraft videos a week.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was like during that lockdown, so I had nothing else to do. So yeah, I was doing like 3 Minecraft videos a week and streaming like 3 days a week as well. Because
Are you proud of the Minecraft videos?
uh, sort of, I think they definitely started to dwindle in content once I settled into a formula. Um, but also I kind of just got bored of it because I was like, well, I've fallen into a formula, and like every time I go to record, it's either I'm editing up a VOD to just be like, yo, this is like honestly like a highlights reel,
Yeah.
or I kind of record in the same structure because then it's easy to edit, so I can do 3 weeks. So eventually I started slowing it down,
Hmm.
and then I stopped doing it because I was like, look, this isn't the sort of video content I really want to be making anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a degree to make formulaic Minecraft videos. It's as simple as that, I guess.
That is true. Um, and also just for me, like I guess I change tack a lot on a lot of things. I tend to pick up like a lot of different hobbies just to keep myself stimulated.
Don't know
And so
anything about that. Don't know anything about that.
and it's the same with my YouTube content. Like it'll vary based on like what my interest is at the time. So when I go through my next Minecraft bender, it's gonna be more Minecraft content. But at the moment, it's mostly been podcasts and stuff. I've been working, so I haven't had time to do as many YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I did an hour-long video dunking on the last Pokemon game. Not doing
Wow.
that again. That was a mistake. That took so long to edit.
So it was a mistake because of the length of it, not because of the content.
I think the content sort of missed the mark, but I was like, I'm too far in. I gotta finish it. It was the first time I've ever done something that structured but that long. Like I've done,
Hmm.
like I said, my podcast before, and that's all like this, very chatty, and there's very little editing that goes into that.
Yeah.
But I had a whole script that was like 6 pages. I had like 3 hours of recording that I
Yeah.
cut down to an hour, and then like even then that was cutting out a lot of it, and I was like, this is still like if I go and watch it now, I'm like, there's bloat in there I could have got rid of.
I'm just getting into YouTube content now. Oh, damn it! I did not mean to do that. Bugger.
Yeah, you've mentioned lately.
And Guru is actually helping me with editing. So we downloaded the VOD from my previous Mining with Mates, and yeah, Guru's basically edited that just to be I guess, not a highlights thing because it's it's a podcast, so it's got to be a fair amount of it. But cut
Just a
out
bit more streamlined.
cut out a lot
Yeah.
of the so's and the pauses and the me coughing. I haven't actually
exactly.
looked at the VOD yet that Guru's done, but I will. It's just there's been a few things going on. But I'm looking forward to doing it. I think that it could be quite an interesting experience for me to be starting on YouTube. I think a lot of my content could lend itself quite well to it. I do challenges, I do big builds, and sometimes it's sort of like, well, I don't really need to stream some of these things, but it sure would be nice to have it available for people.
Yeah, I fully get that.
Like, I put hours and hours and hours into some content, and on stream it's like 30 seconds of things.
Yeah.
You thought on doing any more videos other than podcasts? Oh, absolutely. So I'm planning to put not just edited VODs, but also I would like to do some dedicated videos. I would like to have stream highlights. I haven't really thought too much about what exactly, because once again, I need to learn how to do it. But
and practice is the biggest thing.
I
'Cause
mean,
like, I've been doing it for 10 years, no longer, and you always just keep learning.
so I wanted to change tack here, to use your words. Gaming throughout your life. Did you start when you were really young? Favorite sort of games when you were a kid?
I mean, I can answer that one straight away. That would be Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. No question.
Yeah. No, that seems legitimate with you. Yeah. Okay.
But I think I started a lot later than a lot of my friends. I didn't have any gaming consoles growing up. I didn't really play games on my computer other than like some Flash games.
Flash games, gotta love them.
Oh man, playing like Adventure Quest Worlds and Mech Quest and all, little bit of RuneScape. Didn't get that into RuneScape. I think it was a little too complicated for like 9-year-old me. But
yeah, I wish I'd not gone there.
So it was only when I was, I think, 10 that I got my DS, and that was the first like dedicated gaming device that I had. I didn't really use it all that much.
Yes.
And then I got my Wii the year after that.
Whee.
And that I used a lot more. I think that was definitely what got me more into gaming.
Fair enough. You're definitely making me feel old here, saying your first console was a DS. The first handheld console I had was the original Game Boy.
Oh man.
How did you sort of get into more online gaming and, Minecraft and like the games that you've streamed? So you've played Risk of Rain 2, TF2, a whole lot of other things. Correct me if I'm wrong.
There's a big pipeline between like playing on the Wii to streaming Risk of Rain, but
Yes.
So
give us some of the highlights.
Minecraft's probably the big thing that, I mean, for a good chunk of my life, that was the only game I played.
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Go on.
Yeah, so then I started watching X's Adventures in Minecraft. That's all like that was
X's Adventures.
Yeah.
As in Zoomovoid?
No, I think username was David Angel 64 or something like that.
Right.
It was like one of the original big Minecraft Let's Plays.
Never heard of it, I'll be honest. I mean,
this is back like early alpha, like
right.
ages ago, and then pretty much begging my parents every day, can I buy Minecraft? Eventually they caved, only to find out that the computer that I had in my room, which was my like hand-me-down computer that my dad gave me once he upgraded, couldn't run Minecraft.
Of course, that's always the way.
My parents' laptop, and they did not like that, and so my brother and I had to take turns playing Minecraft on their laptop.
That's
which
cute.
definitely got frustrating for them.
Of course.
And obviously for us as well, having to take turns. So they're like, okay, fine, we'll just get you laptops that like barely ran anything, but they could play Minecraft.
That's the important thing.
Um, and then from there, yeah, like just friends recommending stuff. I remember like getting the shareware Counter-Strike and Halo Combat Evolved. Oh man.
Is that a
Yeah,
little
no,
snowball?
I so many good memories of like playing those old shareware games on the school computers, and then getting yelled at for playing games on the
Shareware
school
games on the
computers.
school. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you only live once, right?
Yeah,
Pardon me.
that's true, and I don't regret it. I don't even remember who yelled at me, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh, I
My
wasn't actually part of that crowd back then, though. That's the thing. Like, I'm way more into gaming now than I was in high school. I played games back then, but I don't know. I didn't enjoy them the way that I do now, which I'm also not complaining about because, like, I'm glad I enjoy them more in a different way now.
What sort of different?
I find when I'm gaming now, there is a level of satisfaction, and also often a level of creativity. So within Minecraft, I feel like I can be so incredibly creative. I can express myself in a way I've never been able to.
Right. Is it just like you've got more direction because you know what you're doing?
Well, no, that's just it. I really don't know what I'm doing most of the time with it. But it's more that I don't need to. Oh, how do I put this? How do I put this? No, that's not the right way to put it at all. I've never been someone who would be considered an artist, like a visual artist.
Right.
But through Minecraft, I've suddenly discovered, hey, I actually can be. I just do it differently. I do it through this weird block game versus, you know, pen and paper or the paintbrush or, you know, something like that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Because, I mean, for a long time, I felt very much the same. Like, Minecraft was absolutely my creative outlet. And I think for a lot of people now, it's a lot more commonly accepted that, like, Minecraft's like playing with Lego. And Lego is always seen as a creative outlet.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Minecraft is the same. That's how I sold it to my parents. I was like, it's just digital Lego.
Yes. No, I get that. I get that very much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of the games I play now, I actually don't play that many multiplayer games anymore. Like Minecraft, yes, is multiplayer, but a lot of the things I'm doing on it are solo.
Solo, yeah.
Whether it be on a server or not. And I actually don't mind that. You know, I don't need the competitive aspect nearly as much as I used to. And I think that's one reason why I stepped so far away from TF2 as well, because I just got sick of there always being someone so much better, or there being a hacker, or just getting unlucky, and, you know, it's just like, let's just go build our own adventure.
It's the reason that, like, I stepped away from Counter-Strike and Overwatch, and the reason that I've played, like, a little bit of Valorant, but I only play with the friends that have like the same vibe as me for Valorant, which is just like, it's just a game. So like when I was in high school, most of my friend group was playing Counter-Strike, and then when Overwatch came out, most of them moved over to Overwatch. I was like, okay, crap, I've got to go buy Overwatch and I'll play it. And I really enjoyed it until we started playing almost exclusively competitive. And then I had to stop playing because it stressed me out too much.
Yeah.
And my laptop would crash.
Sorry?
And my laptop would crash.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's a problem as well.
Yeah. But like it legitimately stressed me out way too much, and I was like, it's not fun anymore.
No, it's not. I definitely didn't have the best experiences with online gaming when I was younger.
That's fair. That's not fun.
No, it's definitely unfun. However, things have definitely improved in that perspective because, well, I choose who I want to be around these days.
Yeah, I think for better and for worse. Like it definitely showed in a lot of my social skills when I was younger, but I really didn't do a whole lot of interacting with people online. So yeah, I would play MMOs like RuneScape and Adventure Quest and that, but then I wouldn't really ever talk to anyone. And like, if I was playing with anyone, it was either like randoms that were like just going to fight a boss together because we were all too low level, or um, or like with one of my friends because not a lot of my friends were into it. So it
Yeah.
was always a very solitary thing, aside from like the couple of games that my brother and I had both played.
Yeah, I remember playing a lot of multiplayer games on Nintendo 64 with my brothers, and inevitably it would lead to tears from someone because competition, and my older brother would always win. So there was that. um, but I think the thing that has helped me is the knowledge that you know how I game and who I game with and what I'm playing doesn't define me? Question mark?
Yeah, it's the people
Wow.
that you surround yourself with and the choices you make based on
Yeah, I mean, I sound so surprised, right?
that.
Yeah. So, one question I did have for you in regards to
Just one?
smiles. Look, this is in regards to working in alcohol advertising.
Yes.
Voice stuff aside, has there ever been a moment while you've been doing it that you felt a little bit like you've had to say or do things that might not necessarily have fit within your comfort zone in terms of morals and how things are being advertised?
So since all the alcohol advertising that I've done, I more or less have full creative control over the advertising. It's a very small company that I work with.
Oh yeah.
Um, so the process is usually have a meeting with the boss man about they do subscription boxes. So what's in the subscription box? Um, we did a couple of demo videos to try and like suss out the right vibe that was like a middle ground of like what my style is and what he wanted to get as the brand.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after we established that, we're like, okay, we've got a baseline, we've got a formula, and now I know what to work off of in future. And yeah, there's not been any point where I've been like, yeah, I feel uncomfortable saying this, but
No, fair enough.
like
I mean,
it's
that's
been
good.
very simple, very straightforward.
So, the most important question to ask, I ask this of every single guest. You ready?
Probably not, but hit me.
Okay. How do you take your coffee or tea?
Oh, okay.
And which one do you prefer?
I used to be a coffee guy, but I have quit because it started stirring up my anxiety again. But I was a black coffee guy, no sugar.
I am also a black coffee guy most of the time. Okay, we're up to the final section of the podcast before you're obviously going to spruik. It's a quick fire round. I'm going to say a word,
Okay.
and you have to say the first word that comes into your mind. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm scared, but yes.
Creeper,
Explosion.
flood,
Water.
beanie,
Head.
salsa,
Dance.
potato,
Chips.
kitchen,
Cook.
whistle,
Blow.
Straya.
Home.
I was hoping you'd go with something like, yeah, mate. But okay, home. Door,
Open.
music,
Listen.
sunshine,
Sunburn.
art,
Drawing.
scream,
Painting.
argument.
Lose.
Okay, helmet.
Mandalorian.
All right. Nerd.
Yeah.
Fish,
Fingers.
burger,
Cheese.
rose,
Flour.
focus.
Sorry, come again?
Yeah. Well played, sir. Well played. Animal,
Dog.
portal,
Sorry, portal?
portal.
Aperture.
Oh, okay. And the last word is imagine.
Dragons.
Ah. Okay, so Josh, that sort of brings us to the end of the podcast. Now, were there any questions you wished to ask me?
No questions have come to mind. I think kind of just asked them as they came up.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I think we're going to finish up. Look, Josh, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you again. Thank you, Snarly, for the raid. Thank you, Bangs, for the raid. Thank you for the follows, everyone. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow night when we do some raids. Not some raids, some vaults. We've got the crystals now. And we'll also do some building on TT4. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.